We live now.
We're live now, yes. I didn't know if it come up on your screen or not, like the countdown. I didn't know if it was only me that could see it.
No, I didn't have a countdown.
We are live.
That's live TV for you lads.
Gets messier every week.
Are we live yet?
Yeah.
Right, Baron's back. How was your holiday, Baron?
Yeah, it was a good week. Bit of a holiday. Not a lot going on.
Sunning it up.
Well,
You've got a lot going on behind you, though.
Got a lot going on. I'm moving. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to move house. Oh, yeah. Just don't move house ever, people. It's stressful.
It's all going on in the life of Baron.
I just had an email from Arsenal.
Saying
Didn't know that. But
they changing the offside rule.
we'll get to that. No, that was about the game tomorrow. They send you the same, because obviously I've got the season ticket. They send you an email before every game, like 24 hours before every game, saying, please get there early, avoid the queues. Don't remember, we do buy one, get one free beer an hour before kickoff. No one's going to buy. Mate, rant of the week. I've got it. Arsenal have put their prices of beer up again.
How much are they? How high can they go?
They're £6.95 now.
Jesus.
For a pint of Camden Hells. It's not even a great beer. Other beers are available.
It's like you're sponsoring them. Like,
you know,
the last time I went to the Emirates for a Champions League game, granted it was a good few years ago, you weren't allowed alcohol. Like they do.
You're not allowed to take. Oh, what? Not even in the concourse?
No, they weren't even selling it. Like,
I don't know about that
at all.
Yeah, I know when I go watch the local teams, Margate, Ramsgate, on an FA Cup day, you're not allowed. You're not even allowed to take the beers out outside. It's FA Cup rules. But like obviously on any on a league game, you stand on the sidelines, throw your cup at them if you wanted to.
Strange job. Right. Anyway, let's start the podcast.
Oh yeah,
a bit more about Baron's life. First game of the weekend was Wolves versus Liverpool. We did just have a little chat about it quickly before.
Yeah, I mean,
Wolves played well.
Wolves very well, very impressed. First half, they were all over them. Liverpool looked shocking at the back. Don't know who the new young lad that they had playing. Don't know much about him, but he looked a little bit lost. But I don't think they've looked good at all this season. But they're getting the results, and well, you can't argue with it, can you? I mean, they're going to start clicking it. I mean, they've got a whole brand new midfield. It's going to take time, but while they're picking points up, I mean, you can't argue with them, can you?
If you can play bad and pick a few points up, then there's nothing wrong with that.
No, definitely not. So fair play to them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought Wolves were really, really good first half. You know what? I would go as far to say as that is the most. Like, I've never seen Liverpool so outplayed like under Klopp in that first half. Like just the first half, they completely played them off the park. Like I've never seen it before, like under Klopp. But then Liverpool obviously made them changes, and that was the difference. What they were able to bring off their bench just completely changed the game, and Wolves just stood off them. But first half, I was so impressed with Wolves.
A lot of people had Wolves go down, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
A lot of people had Wolves go down.
Yeah.
I think they'll stay up quite comfortably. I think there's a hell of a lot worse. We'll get to them in a minute. But yeah, I think they'll stay up quite comfortably. They haven't looked too bad at all. I know they're not picking up too many results, are they? That's the only thing.
Yeah, they need to and quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think they'll be all right. Not really much to say about that one, is there? Like you said, Liverpool picking up points, playing badly.
Scored 2 late goals, didn't they?
Yeah. Tell you, there were some late goals, weren't there? Talk about late goals. Aston Villa.
They were 1-0 down in the 87th minute, weren't they? And they lost 3-1.
108th minute? They went 2-1 up.
Yeah, on a penalty.
And then in the 110th or something, they scored another one.
Yeah, fair. Again, Villa seemed to be a bit up and down, didn't they? Same with Palace. Palace have played really well for good football this season. I'm not convinced Villa will do as well as everyone was saying at the start when they were saying, like tipping them for like top 6 and that. I don't think that'll happen for them. But I mean, both of these teams, they're going to have no dramas, are they? Really, with sort of staying up / mid-table.
I do wish I could take my Aston Villa prediction back, but it's out there.
You watch them win the Conference League though.
Yeah. Well, they should do. I mean, let's be honest. I know, like, I'm going to piss off some West Ham fans now, and I am. But
it's nothing.
They were the best team in there by a long way, other than maybe Fiorentina, and they were lucky to win that game. Fiorentina battered them the whole
Yeah.
game, and they were lucky to
It's
win.
a made-up
2-1.
trophy, so UEFA can make a bit of extra money. It's a load of shit. The trophy's
And
actually
mate,
a load
what
of
made me
bollocks.
laugh? I won't name names, but what made me laugh is when I was sitting down on like in my front room at like 10 to 3. Not like I've had any time to sit down this week, but when I did, and I went on my Facebook, right, and I see one of my mates put it's the European double European champions collide at 3:00 today, and I was like, what? I was like,
Oh yeah. They're not
Speak-
European. I'm
and
sorry.
guess what? He was
Conference
not a
League
Man City
winners.
fan.
I think they
Yeah,
only got
like-
relegated.
Oh mate, they're embarrassing. But good luck.
Oh, yeah. That Conference League needs to go. I don't like it. But so
Yeah.
hang on. With the top 5 getting Champions League this season, so we've got an extra Champions League
Yeah.
spot. So that means 8th place is going to be in the Conference League.
That's what I mean.
You might as well give it
That's
to anyone.
insane. Literally mid-table. Like, how
Well,
is
it
that
goes to
European
the person
football?
that wins the League Cup, doesn't it?
Does
Yeah,
it?
which is
I
gonna
thought
be
they
sick.
got to the
Yeah, I
Europa.
think that's how it
Maybe
works
does.
now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if
Maybe it
the
does.
team that finishes say 16th win the League Cup, I think they get the spot.
Could you imagine?
They're banking on like the top 7 winning the League
So what?
Cup.
So hang on. So what if a Championship team wins the League Cup? They're in Europe, but they're
Yeah,
playing the Championship.
It happened to Millwall when they got to
Oh,
the
that's
FA Cup
Sunderland. Come on.
Yeah.
We're out. It's all right. We're out already.
when Millwall made the cup final in whatever year it was, and Man United beat them 3-0, they played in the UEFA Cup.
Oh, God.
Am I showing
That must be
my
like
age
7
here? Am I
Yeah, a
showing
little bit.
my
I
age here
know
a
it's
bit?
before my time.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah,
So,
Millwall
yeah,
made the
it's
FA
mad,
Cup
ain't it?
final, and that was when the winners of the FA Cup final used to get the European spot. But then, obviously, if a Champions League team won it, it would just go down to the runner-up.
I thought that still happened with the FA Cup.
Well, it might do, but because both teams are always in the Champions League generally, that's probably why an extra place in the league gets it. But,
Yeah, it's normally a top English team, isn't it, that wins it?
Yeah.
yeah.
When City win everything, you can't put City in 5 times, can you? They can have a
That is
good by themselves.
Right, so you played in the Conference League on a Thursday and Europa League on a Thursday. Can you put 2 teams out? Because you're going to need to.
They'd probably still win it
probably
all.
would win
They'd
it all.
probably-
Right, they would, wouldn't they? Their team's so good. You'd get someone like Phil Foden wanting to play every game, wouldn't you, as well? Yeah, I could see him.
Scott
going, "Yeah, I'll
Carson
play.
being
Yeah, I'll
goal
play."
Conference
Yeah.
League of Scott Carson.
Yeah. Get some minutes in. But yeah, Villa Palace was a bit of late drama, but nothing much really, was it? Bit one of them
2 teams. that are
boring
gonna be safe.
games. Yeah, 2 teams that will be safe. Right, Fulham versus Luton. I've said this and I will keep saying this. Luton are not going to win a game this season.
You have said
They
this.
will not
Yeah.
win one game this season.
I mean,
They can't score apart from they scored 1 goal, didn't they? They scored one
well, I
goal
said
so far
this
season.
at like the start of the season, and I'll say it again. They brought loads of Championship players, so it's almost, are they prepared to just get relegated, but have like the best Championship team? Do you know what I mean? Like the best Champions League.
But they haven't bought
Championship
even
team.
the best Championship players.
No, yeah,
They've bought average Championship players to try and play in the Premier League. It's just, I don't really get it. Did Ross
problem is
Barkley
as well-
played the other day though, didn't he?
Oh,
He
yeah,
signed for
yeah.
Luton, didn't he?
He
yeah.
did, yeah.
I forgot they even signed him, and then like I was like, oh, fuck you. I know that guy. 'Cause I don't know any of
That's why he
that.
play football.
Like, hold on a minute, I know that one.
No, I used to rate him so much as well.
Remember when he celebrated before he scored?
Yeah,
Anyone remember that? He took
I-
around the keeper.
Yeah, I think so.
Started celebrating before he even put it in. If he'd missed
Yeah.
that would have been a great moment.
Martinelli
The-
did
the
it
thing-
last year, didn't he?
Yeah, against Villa.
Oh,
yeah. The thing I don't get about Luton though is if they are buying Championship players to prepare to go back down, like people aren't stupid. People have got agents. They're not going to sign for Luton without like some sort of either
Release
release clause or something in there to protect them because they
And-
know Luton are favourites to go down.
Also,
So
don't
they're
they
Yeah,
think
but
as
what they
well?
being what they being protected from? They're Championship players.
Don't you think as well?
It's
If
not
any
like
of them
they're gonna
do
get
perform
big
well,
moves.
they'll just get snapped up again. So they probably don't care, do they?
Yeah. I mean, they're
Like
best
Ross,
players.
Ross
and loan at
Barkley's
sea.
gone there to try and rebuild his career, isn't he? If he has a good season and stays injury free, because he is a good player, if he can stay injury free and has a good 12 months, even if Luton get relegated, he'll jump ship, wouldn't he? And he'll get another Prem club.
Yeah.
He'll get like a West Ham or a Crystal
Do
Palace.
you know what? If I was Ross Barkley, I would have gone to somewhere like Leicester or Southampton. I would have been in a team at the top of the league, get the confidence up.
Didn't we
in the
say this a
Championship
little
for
while
season.
back?
Yeah, we
Mate,
did.
Southampton are getting. Well, I wouldn't mention Southampton at the moment
Yeah.
as a
I
decent
watched-
team in the Championship.
I watched.
I have actually watched a lot of Champions League.
Yeah, I watched that game on Friday night. Wow.
Awful.
I reckon I could score against them. And I played in goal most of my footballing time.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I know they've sold a few, but they've still got like Carl Walker-Peters, Shea Adams.
Mate,
they've got
without Ward-Prowse in their midfield, they look a bit lost, don't they?
Yeah,
they do look. A bit
Is he
lost.
underrated, James Ward-Prowse? I know Billy don't rate him.
I'm not a fan,
but he seems to have an impact. Like he doesn't look like he does much other than like with set pieces, but he does seem to have an impact on teams.
The only thing I would say with him, and like he is a good player, obviously, but he's not what I call England class because everyone keeps saying about getting an England call. You can't pick a bloke because he can take a good free kick, or this. I keep saying it. This ain't American football. Like, do you know what I mean? We don't have kickers. We don't have specialist kickers. You've got to be all round. I don't think there's enough to his game personally to bring him.
I agree.
I mean, he's a good.
If England have to play,
yeah.
If England have to play James Ward-Prowse, we're not going to win nothing.
Nah, 100%. And how? Yeah. I mean, without sounding like a complete arsehole, how is he getting in? Where's he playing in that team? Who is he getting in front of in that team? Yeah, in the England team.
I don't think he gets into the England team. Like, I think he's good enough for a mid-table Premier League team. Yeah. I don't think he's good enough to play for England.
Nah. Because
are we ready for the next?
Yeah, go on.
The next game. The next game is the big one. It's Man United versus Brighton.
Oh, just no
I'm going to throw it out there. It's actually makes my day knowing how bad they are. Like, I think I said this in a message the other day. I can't remember if it was to you or someone else. I love the fact that there are like 30-year-old men out there that like diehard Man United fans crying about it because when they were like 10, 11, 12, 13, and they thought they were like the best, and they were the best, and that's why they support them, and they don't even know where Manchester is on the map, and now they absolutely hate life. I think you all deserve it. And I hope long may it continue.
Yep.
Long may it continue.
100%. You reckon that'll be all the City fans in like 15 years? It's the Chelsea fans now as well, ain't it? They're like that.
Mate, they're even better. Do you know what I mean? They're like, I actually know quite a few Chelsea fans, and do you know what? I've actually stopped taking a piss out of them now because it's actually not fair on them. Because it's not even fun anymore.
But about Man United,
what is the problem with Man United then?
Ten Hag.
Is it the manager? Is it the?
A lot of people will say it's the owners, and it's Glazer out. Performances on the field stop at the manager and the players. That's got nothing to do with the boardroom. If you're not good enough on the football fields, they've got no when I watch them play, there's just nothing. I don't actually know how they're set up or how they're trying to play football. I don't understand. It's just
I can't believe that they spent 75 million or whatever it was on that Holland or whatever his name is, right? And I'm sure he might be a good player. I'm not trying to I ain't seen enough of him to comment on how good he is. But they spent 75 million on him. Now, do you not think that 75 million would have got you Ivan Toney? Or put another 25 million on that and you get Harry Kane?
Yeah.
Two proven, recognised Premier League strikers. So I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about that whatever his name is, right? Because he's only been in here 5 minutes. But I know what I'd rather have.
So the problems that you've just said there about them not going out and getting Harry Kane or and getting Højlund in and stuff like that. Would you put that on Ten Hag? Is it Ten Hag buying the players? Is he going to them saying, I don't want Kane, I want this? Someone's doing it. But
someone's picked him up, isn't they? I mean, I've never even heard of the bloke. And mate, you're talking about the biggest football manager fan in the world, probably, who literally scouts the hours on that computer game to try and find the best players. Never even heard of the bloke.
I'll be honest, I don't like people can say, is it Ten Hag buying the players? Is it the Glazers or is it this person?
But surely,
that person? He's got a good team. He has got a team full of good players.
He spent 500 million.
And he can't do shit with them.
Was last year his first season? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's been there like less than a season and a half. He has spent 500 million. And they're probably worse than when he got the team. He's kicked out the best striker in the world.
Yep.
He's thrown Jadon Sancho.
Saved him many a time.
Oh, mate, De Gea was one of the best keepers in the Premier League. Let him go on a free. The bloke has lost his marbles there. You got Jadon Sancho, who was one of England's best prospects. Mate, what's he done with him?
It's been ruined. It's been ruined.
Just come out in
Mate,
public
I would
and just
take
mug him
him.
off.
If I'd take Jadon Sancho at Arsenal in a heartbeat, I would. If they wanted to get rid.
I did a post about that the other day. I saw people were talking about Jadon Sancho to Arsenal, but I will say in defence of Ten Hag, like I'm a little bit on the fence with this because I do feel sorry for him a little bit. Like the whole Ronaldo thing is on him. Like that was his decision, a bit like Arteta's decision with Aubameyang. I know it's different levels, but you've got to sort of live and die by those decisions. But if you look at Ten Hag, Man United's injury list. Like they've just lost Wan-Bissaka now for a few weeks. They've literally got no defenders.
Everyone.
Oh, they've got Dallo. Dallo plays. Dallo's their right back.
They got Harry
So
Maguire.
they've got Dallo. Maguire's like their fifth choice centre back.
They spent 500 million and they got Johnny Evans.
They got
exactly. We're saying
maybe they should have brought a centre back with that 500 million. You can't blame injuries. Arsenal's spent 100 and whatever million. Their bloke got injured. They're carrying on with life.
But is that Ten Hag? Is it Ten Hag that's not spent that 500? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, is that his fault?
It doesn't matter.
He's decided.
In my opinion, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter
one bit. You've got a squad worth 500 million. You can't do nothing with it.
He's the manager, right? He knows what he needs. He knows if he needs a centre back, a striker, whatever. He surely is giving the manager, director, the CEO, the whoever it is who buys the players, and must be giving him a list going, I need this, I need that. There's no way he's getting 25 players and going, yeah, do what you can with that. No way, because what happens if they buy 15 strikers and no defenders?
Yeah, like Chelsea.
Yeah, he must have a say in it. He must have a say.
With Ten Hag, I've just seen nothing about him that says he's a good manager. He's a terrible manager, absolutely awful. The players don't really seem like they would have been play for him at all.
I think he would have been a better manager, like in the Ferguson era and like the Wenger era, where you could sort of
stuck to Holland, where it's nice and easy for him.
I think where you could tell a player to like do one and that. Where you don't really have that anymore, do you? His philosophy is old.
But the Ronaldo thing, I don't understand. Like, you've got the best player in the world, who all he's trying to do is he's trying to drag people to his level. Not even quality-wise, because they're not going to be that good, but like mentality-wise. Yeah. He's just trying to drag them up to, like, this is Man United. Like, we don't perform like this. And he gets rid of him.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
What the fuck?
Again, I would have taken him at Arsenal in a heartbeat.
But you know what? Like, what... After that interview that he did, like obviously, I think the damage was done before the interview. That was where
career was done.
He wouldn't have done the interview, would he? If he had a good relationship with him. No. But he was dropping him, wouldn't he? He weren't playing him. They didn't have a fit striker, and they were playing like midfielders up front and that. You've got the best player in the world on the bench.
You've got the greatest goal scorer of all time sitting on your bench while you need a goal.
On your bench because he won't track back. I don't pay for strikers to track back. I pay strikers to score goals.
I don't get this stuff. Like, a striker scores goals. That is their game. That is their whole game. It should have.
If I saw my striker in my half, I'd tell him to stand on the halfway line. What are you doing down there? Get up there.
6 times. Haaland touches ball 6 times a game.
Yeah, scores every game.
That's all they should do.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what? I know he's good at it, but it winds me up watching England when Harry Kane does it. Like, he doesn't actually track back; he just comes back to get on the ball, doesn't he? And even though he is a very good passer, it winds me up because there's just no one up front. There's just
I think that's
really
the problem with him being when he was at Spurs because Spurs was so shit. He had to go get the ball, whereas he doesn't really have to do that with England anymore. And I think now he's playing at Bayern Munich, you'll see him as a bit more of a number 9 again, like how he used to be. I don't think that because he had to go get the ball, didn't he? Because there was just no good Spurs players, really, was there?
I've got a question for you both. Is Wednesday night the first time you want to see Harry Kane score a hat-trick at club level?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably. I want to see him destroy United.
Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't boo him. Put it that way.
Wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, can we just talk about Brighton just real quickly? Just to come off thinking they're fucking what a job that guy's doing.
Did you see that stat that the team was only worth 18 million quid?
Yeah, it's mad.
The Brighton team that started was worth 18 million quid. Man United's team had something like 360 million pounds on the bench.
He had about 4 or 5 free transfers, didn't he? In the team.
Mate, it was
He
more
had
than that.
Lallana.
Someone sent it to
team
me.
of Lallana and Welbeck have just beat Man United
Oh, mate, James
in
Milner was in it, wasn't he, as
2023.
well? James Milner was in that, coming as a sub, didn't he? You say?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
absolutely
but
insane.
I saw something on, I don't know what show it was, but they were saying, I didn't watch the game, but Brighton had like Tarek Lamptey in his team. That's like the first time he's played this season, probably in age. He never plays, Tarek Lamptey.
Well, he was injured.
They had
Wasn't he,
so
all
many
the
players
last season?
out. Yeah, Ferguson. He was on the bench because he was injured. He didn't. I don't even think he came on. He's got a hat trick the week before, but they've left him on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, and they've still come out. It was
brought
Old
their
Trafford,
30
wasn't it? They've still come out of
yeah.
Old Trafford.
They brought their £35 million signing on as well. He scored the third goal. That João Pedro, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Mate, they don't know what it is. They're just
so well run.
They're just awesome, aren't they? If they did have a few like sort of worldy class players, they would chat. They would easily challenge with that mentality. Do you know what I mean? But they just unfortunately don't have that.
You know, like when Southampton did it, right? Southampton they were churning them out, and Liverpool were just taking them, and then eventually they fell off. It's just not happening with Brighton. Like they just keep producing them, like they just keep going. It's been going for years now, and they're not running out of players. Like the next one is round the corner. I've seen Ferguson that they spent like 100 million.
They spent like 2.8 million on Matoma or whatever it was. I mean, how much is that?
If I was owner of United right now, I'd sack Ten Haag and I'd get him in.
What, Zerbi or whatever?
He's incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an unbelievable manager.
Yeah,
mate,
I haven't got enough to say good things to say about Brighton. That's
I know
how
the
good
others
they
have
are,
sold.
you know
I know the others have sold, haven't they? Like Potter had to sell a couple of players.
Yeah,
but he just got raided, didn't he? Of every like
McAllister.
Casado. They're properly like, well, I would say world class. They might be world class one day.
Yeah,
but they're probably star quality.
To be fair, McAllister looked shocking against Wolves. Like he looked half the player. Like I think didn't he get dragged off at halftime as well?
Yeah.
He did, mate. He gave the ball away constantly.
He's too easy to get past. That's his problem. Like
he's not really a holding.
He plays.
I know he weren't playing.
Yeah, he's not in that
but he was playing a deeper role. That's not his role. Like
no.
I suppose that's mate. Don't make me try and pronounce his name. The Hungarian geezer. He's sort of taken that role, isn't he? That he's sort of taken McAllister's role, but he looks good.
Yeah,
he does look good.
But yeah, so that was our Man United rant. And Brian, like Baron said, I've got nothing. I can't say enough good things about him.
Give him a clap.
Yeah.
Spurs, Sheffield United.
Madness.
You want to skip?
This game pissed me off. Right.
What pissed me off? No, go on.
Go on.
All right. What pissed me off is that Spurs scored a fucking whatever minute goal it was. And there's me thinking, because I actually bet on Spurs to win, because I don't mind betting on Spurs to win, because sometimes if they lose, I think, well, you lost. And then sometimes money well spent. But when they scored their winning goal, bloody Stevenage conceded in a 95th minute or whatever it was to Charlton, and then I lost all my money.
No.
So that was annoying.
So I want to start off my story about this Spurs game, right? I want to start off by saying that in my fantasy team, I had Son as my captain, and I also had James Maddison. It's the first time I've ever put Spurs players in my dream team.
Andrew, right? Arsenal fan.
I'm behind. I'm trying to catch up, right? I was desperate. I was doing what I could. And Son got 2 points, 3 points, something like that. And Maddison got 1. Haaland got more than both of them combined. And Tottenham scored 2 goals after Son had been hooked off the pitch. Like it was Spurs won in like the worst possible way for me. Like I didn't benefit at all. I didn't have them on my accumulator. All the players I had in the fantasy team, just they didn't get involved, and they won the game. It was just a terrible result for me.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously we'll get to the Arsenal Spurs game later, but that's going to be a hell of a game. That's just going to be 2 teams that are just going to go at it.
Do you know what? I'll be interested to see how that goes, because Spurs haven't really played anyone yet. And yeah, they have scored a few goals in that, but it'll be interesting because I don't think they're as good as everyone's making out. I think they're a bit like Liverpool. They've had a good run. They've had some good fixtures to start the season off with. They were very, I mean, I say lucky. They probably deserved to win the game. I don't think anyone, this is why I'm not bothered about them winning 2-1 because they battered them the whole game, didn't they? I think Sheffield United only had the one shot on target, didn't they? But
yeah, they did batter.
But I do think if they come at Arsenal on Sunday, Arsenal will steamroll them 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, I agree.
They need to sit in and defend and hit Arsenal in the counter attack. Because if they come at Arsenal, no, that's not his way. And this is what I said at the start of the season about this Postecoglou or whatever his name is. I said he'll learn it the hard way when he plays the Arsenal and the Man Cities and the Liverpools, who have got quick players. That if they come at them and attack them, they'll get unstuck. I mean, they might not. He might prove me wrong. They might come at Arsenal and Arsenal get shocked and like, what's this?
It's going to be. I think it's going to be it's going to be 2-2, or Arsenal. You're just going to batter them 5-0 because they're just holes everywhere.
Yeah, because their defense ain't that great.
Yeah,
and I said this. I did a match review after the Arsenal Everton game on our TikTok account, and I did say I cannot wait for us to play Tottenham because Tottenham, their fans will not let them sit behind the ball. Like their fans will be on them. Like I know we're at home, but I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired of teams just putting 11 players behind the ball. I get why they do it. Like fair enough. But it's so boring to watch. And I've not watched one exciting game, really, the United game. But even there, they sat behind the ball, low blocks. Spurs won't. They will come at us, and it will actually be a good game of football, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it will be an unbelievable game.
Richarlison scored and didn't get booked.
Didn't take his shirt off.
It wasn't offside, so big win for him.
That counselling's working.
West Ham City.
Sorry, what's West Ham City? I mean,
not much to say about
you know what? As much as I take the piss out of West Ham, they're actually all right, no. They're actually decent, aren't they? They're playing good football. Ward-Prowse is absolutely having it for them.
I think they spent the money quite well, the Declan Rice money.
Yeah, they brought that Kundus, who does look like a good player from Ajax. They obviously got Ward-Prowse.
Edison Alvarez, he looks quite good.
Yeah. Was he from Ajax as well, actually?
Yeah, I think so. No, is he from there or Portuguese?
Or was he from Sphere?
Oh, I don't know.
Some team. He looked quite good.
Some team abroad. Yeah.
I think
I
did get me hopes up.
I think
City, they're going to run away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do want to touch on West Ham though, right? I don't want it to sound biased because it will, because I'm an Arsenal fan, but how did David Moyes or Pep Guardiola not win Manager of the Month? Like, how did one of them two managers not win it? And Postecoglou won it. I don't get it.
Probably
because... I don't have a problem with that. He's done it right.
But
Guardiola won every game. Like, what else can he do? And
but
David Moyes
but his best player. Pep Guardiola didn't even win Manager of the Month last season, did he? And then won Manager of the Year.
Yeah, that's even more crazy.
Or
the only thing I can think of
with Pep actually
is that Pep missed 2 games, didn't he?
I would say you expect Man City to win all their games, didn't you?
It works on circumstances, don't it? No one's expected Tottenham to maybe do as well as they have done so far, because how bad they were.
But what about West Ham?
He's turned them
West
around.
Ham didn't get relegated.
West Ham, possibly.
Yeah, but they're European champions. Remember?
Yeah.
They're best team in the world. They're European champions. Remember, best team in Europe.
I still just baffle me. I think Tottenham's done all right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have, but what I do like,
Tottenham are second, by the way. Tottenham are second, and you're moaning about he's got Manager of the Month.
I don't have a
joint second with like 4 other teams.
I will say one thing that remember, Nuno Santos got Manager of the Month when he won his first 3 games in charge of Spurs, and then got sacked a month later. And I also saw that Jose Mourinho got Manager of the Month in his first month in charge of Spurs, and he also got sacked like 18 months later. So I wouldn't
watch out
go too much. Yeah, basically that's what I'm getting at. Just be careful.
All right, a couple of the boring ones then. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0.
Oh mate, I've watched that.
What much was it?
Oh mate, yeah, it was snooze fest. Yeah. Oh mate, you didn't miss much. And I think we could probably skip Super Sunday because that was even worse.
That was the worst. Must be the worst Super Sunday.
I'm a massive Arsenal fan, right? And even I found that hard to watch.
And I can't describe that Bournemouth and Chelsea game. I mean, Jesus Christ.
You went to the gym. You gave up.
Yeah. I thought, nah, I can't do it.
Mate, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. At 60 minutes, the missus came in the room and was like, I need to get some more boxes. I was like, yeah, come on, let's go get them. Yeah, I'll go get them for you.
I'll get them on my own. Don't take longer.
Yeah.
How bad are Chelsea? How bad?
I just don't understand it.
Shocking.
I just don't understand what's gone wrong, because on paper, they've got some unbelievable players. If you were a manager and you got given that list of players, you'd be buzzing, wouldn't you?
I looked at that. I looked at their lineup the other day. It's not great. It's not good. Like they had
Sanchez is all right. Thiago Silva's class.
Sunday.
I like that I like that Coville or whatever his name is.
Yeah, they do, right? So
young, though,
he was playing left back. He's only had one season in the Premier League at Brighton, isn't he? Gusto.
Yeah.
Never played in the
Premier
League.
He looked awful,
never played
I'll be
in the
honest with
Premier
you.
League. They got Conor Gallagher and I'm not even going to pronounce him. Whatever his name is. I don't know his name. But exactly, no one knows him. And you got Sterling, fair enough. Enzo Fernandez, fair enough. Mudryk and Jackson. It's a poor team. Like if you actually look at that lineup as 11 players.
It's a team for the future. It's a young team, isn't it? They're trying to build.
Yeah, but Arsenal's team's a young team, and look what they're doing.
I'm not saying they're building well. I'm just saying that's what they're trying to do.
They're just building.
They're just buying and like every young player that comes out of Brighton and that.
Right, we'll quickly go on to the Everton Arsenal one before we just batter Chelsea some more. Like Baron said, it's too much now. It's unfair at this point.
I feel sorry for him.
The only thing I will say about the game, right? The only thing I will say about the Arsenal-Everton game, like, because I'm quite happy because it was a boring game. Arsenal kept hold of the ball for the whole 90 minutes and did not a lot with it. But the Eddie goal, the Martinelli goal.
Yeah,
for Eddie offside. Now, in my opinion, that should be onside. Because hear me out, right? Like, for people that didn't see what happened, basically, Gabriel kicks the ball back to Saliba, but that Beto, or whatever his name is, it intercepts it, but it hits his shin and spoons right over the top, goes miles straight to Eddie, who's in an offside position, which I've got no problem with. But the problem is that it come off Beto. Now, if Gabriel is passing the ball to Eddie, and it hits that Beto, then I don't have a problem with that because he is actually trying to attempt the ball to Eddie. But the fact that he's passing the ball backwards, like away from Eddie, and that Beto kicks the ball into Eddie, I feel that he's onside, isn't he? Surely.
This is my thing. This is my little say on it. So I don't know when that rule came in, because I guarantee, right, if that goal stood, not a single person would have said he's offside.
Yeah. I know the lino didn't flag, and I'll be honest with you, it was minute offside. Like literally, it was like the old toenail again. But yeah, I don't think if they just let that goal stand, I don't think
no one mentions it.
Not a single one of their players put their arms up. Like not a single Everton player appealed for offside.
5 minutes later, everyone knows this newfangled rule that's just came out.
And do you know what I can't
believe? If it hits the player, it's a different. It's a goal. It's not offside.
Remember when that Dejan Lovren did it? He miskicked the ball and it rolled under his foot and came standing in an offside position. And he just put it in the bottom of the corner, and they gave it as a goal. He was actually and then they went because Dejan Lovren went to play the ball and missed it. He played him onside. Well, no, he's standing in an offside position. If he weren't there, he probably wouldn't have missed the ball.
It's a goal for me as well. It's not took a little nick either, has it? It's a massive deflection.
Mate,
I'm gonna argue the other way because I've done a video on how this is offside. So this would be a good conversation. I don't think it should be offside. Like I think the rule's stupid. I do think that, like you said, like Billy said, no one was going to complain if that's not if that's given as a goal. No one appealed for it. But there was one last season, and I can't remember which game it's in. I'm gonna have to find it after this. But there was one last season. It was exactly the same thing. And I've watched the Ref Watch on it as well. And it's apparently the rule is they have to deliberately play the ball, like deliberately play it there, deliberately pass it there. Any sort of deflection.
Yeah.
And he's not intending for it to go to
I watched Ref Watch earlier. That was easy for me to say. And that Dermot Gallagher on it, or whatever his name was. And he basically said that. He said because Beto didn't mean to do it, but he put his leg there. He's trying to he's tempting to block it. So
he meant to block it, he just didn't.
How many times have you seen someone take a shot and it ping out like over by the corner flag and it ends up into like a decent pass or something, or a cross that ends up in the goal. Like, just because you didn't mean to do it. Like, do you know
I got shut down for
trying
this.
to say?
I got shut down for this on TikTok, but I still think it's a good comparison, regardless of what people think. And I compare it to like a back pass. It's like if you kick the ball, it hits somebody and somehow trickles back to your keeper. Keeper's picking that up, right?
Yeah.
But if they pass it to the keeper, he can't pick it up. It's a back pass, and if it's deliberate, it's offside. But if it's not, sorry, it's the other way around. I've completely fucked that up. But you know what I'm trying to say?
I think so.
When did this rule came out? When did this rule come out?
I've never heard it.
I don't know.
I've never heard of it.
I remember one last season, which was really, really similar, but that was
Do you know,
it. And that's
when
the only
they
reason why I
showed
straight
it,
away was like,
do you know what? When
No
they
one knows
showed
this
it,
rule. It's just come out and everyone's an expert on it.
when they showed Eddie, like put the line on Eddie Nketiah, right? Do you know what I thought? I thought, oh my God, they've put it on the wrong bloke. They're meant to be doing it on Martinelli to see if he's onside.
I thought that because he was over here, weren't he? At the start?
I thought, oh my God, someone's getting sacked in the morning. Literally.
you know what? In real time, I thought it was offside, like in real time. And that's why, I mean, when the goal went in, I think Martinelli also, I mean, I know he injured himself and he sort of went into the barricades, but he didn't really celebrate. The players all sort of come over to him. And I was sitting there in the front room watching it, and I'm just like, I don't think that's going to get given. And that was
at first,
in real time.
when I realised what had happened, right, and they did the line, I was like, oh, yeah, Eddie's offside, fair enough, because in my group chat, it was all going off, how is Martinelli offside, blah, 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 and I was like, it weren't, it was Eddie. I was fine. I didn't even notice that it was that Beto that kicked the ball to him.
Yeah.
Until afterwards,
Yeah,
because I was doing like 100 million things at once. For me, it's a goal, and I can't see how they...
Yeah.
It should be a goal. I think that... I think the rule's stupid.
And also,
if that gets given... If that goal gets given, no one bats an eyelid. I
don't think anyone even looks at that
new rule.
I don't even think anyone looks at that. But what I will say is, what a goal Arsenal did score.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was outrageous, and the fact that it dinked off the post and went in made it look even better.
Yeah, it was a great goal. I rate him. Trust that.
He's good. He is good. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that.
Right, that were all the fixtures. Now we can look forward to next week's North London derby then. Quick prediction from both of you first.
I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
I'm going to go 4-1.
Well, yeah,
we
nice.
no way keep a clean sheet. We don't ever keep a clean sheet at home. We're not going to keep a clean sheet.
We'll fuck up.
I just think, what Baron said, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, fair enough. But I think Tottenham will try and attack us, and we'll actually be able to get through them.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like, that is 100% going to happen. They'll score. They'll either catch. This is going to sound really stupid. They'll either catch us on the break, or Gabriel will do something stupid and give the ball straight to Song. But I mean, I'm going to throw it out.
It's always Gabriel, isn't it?
It is. I like Gabriel. I think he's decent, but he does like a bit too long on the ball for my liking. Like sometimes
he's got an error in him.
But I was thinking about it today actually when I was at work. They've lost their talisman. The bloke that always scored the goals. I mean, they'll get a penalty, sorry. So actually, I might change it. I might even go 4-2 instead of 3-1. I might go 4-2. They always get a penalty, Spurs, against us. That's how Harry Kane scored most of his goals against us. Like, they always get a penalty against us. So, I don't know.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, you said that, didn't you?
2-2, or you will beat him 5-0.
Yeah.
It'd be one of them two.
There's no way we
end. I can't see.
I also think this is the beginning of the end for Ramsdale.
Yeah, I do. And I love
No
Ramsdale.
one rests a goalkeeper, okay?
Nah.
Goalkeepers don't need rest.
I'm sorry. Joe, I think it was I know it worked, but I was a bit shocked at yesterday's news because, number one, I think that's a massive game to drop your goalkeeper in against Everton, a place where I thought it was 5 years, but we actually hadn't won there in 6 years. I think that was a massive decision. I mean, luckily, he had nothing to do. I don't think he made a save. But the problem I've got is...
There's a few P-rollers.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't call them saves.
I think Ray's much better with his feet.
I must admit, it's distribution or whatever that word is. Yeah, he did look good, but I do like Ramsdale. I still think he should be England's number one. But if he ain't getting the game time, he can't do it.
With the Ramsdale thing, I read something just before we come on air, actually, and I didn't think of it like in that way, but I thought it was interesting. So David Raya signed for Arsenal. I would say I don't remember which week it was, but it was about 2 weeks before the window shut. A week, 2 weeks before the window shut, something like that. And Arteta's waited for the window to shut before he's dropped Ramsdale. So now we can't leave.
He's probably done it
do you
on
think
purpose.
that is coincidence?
No, he's
yeah,
probably
that's
done
what I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
think he's deliberately done that so he's got 6 months or whatever?
The thing is,
to
generally, most teams, if their goalkeeper gets injured, they're a bit like pooing themselves, aren't they? Because obviously the goalkeeper is the thing. Arsenal ain't got that problem, have they? if Ramsdale gets injured, they'll have Raya. If Raya gets injured, they'll have Ramsdale. But I mean, I'd imagine Ramsdale will be like the cup goalkeeper now.
Yeah, Ray will be number one.
Raya will play in the Prem. He'll play in the Champions League, the League Cup, and the FA Cup, I reckon.
Because
you know what? If we don't have a
No, you don't.
Did
you hear what he said as well
strong.
earlier on? You probably didn't. He actually turned around and said two times before he's thought about subbing his goalkeeper off because he looked tired or mentally fatigued.
Yeah, that's bad.
Imagine getting subbed off in the 65th minute being a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Is it worse than getting subbed off at a penalty shootout? Like what
I don't
Van
know.
Gaal did?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, at least that's because maybe there's a better penalty shot stopper on the bench.
Yeah.
If you're going off because you're a goalkeeper because you're fatigued, no.
I mean, there's a few times I played Sunday League, and I felt a bit tired. But that's because I used to have to run 30 yards to go get the ball after someone that was a shot from about 50 yards.
No ball boys.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'll go again. I remember once someone moaning at me for time wasting. I was like, "You keep kicking the ball over there, mate. I've got to go get it. I'm running out of energy."
I think, especially if you're an Arsenal goalkeeper as well, surely you ain't doing much.
I'm telling you now, I could have played in goal on Sunday and kept a fucking clean sheet.
Yeah.
They did nothing.
I think
they are awful.
I do think if we don't have a deep run in the League Cup and the FA Cup, then one of these keepers is going to be unsettled. Obviously, we haven't actually bought Ray yet.
Obviously the Ray thing's a bit interesting, isn't it? Because obviously he's got to play a certain amount of games for him to sign, and apparently Brentford has given us permission to play him in the Cup against them in the third round of the Cup, which is a bit weird because that
I always find that a bit strange. Yeah.
Yeah, but so maybe Brentford are thinking we want the 27 million because he was in the last year of his contract. They could have brought him for nothing. He signed a 1-year extension apparently, and then joined us.
Yeah.
So they obviously want him to play. I don't know how many games it is. 10, 15. I don't know if that's been released, but if he plays a certain amount of games, they have to pay the 27 million.
Well, there you go. Right, Arsenal Spurs combined 11. Goalkeepers.
Right.
This took me about 5 minutes to write out. So I went with Ramsdale.
Okay.
Even though he technically might not be number one anymore.
Andrew?
So I've done my team based on what I think is current form, just because I thought that way it might be different from yours. And I didn't want us to just all have the same teams. So based on current form, I've actually gone with Tottenham's keeper, Vicario.
That's a bit strange.
We've all gone for three different
Ramsdale and Raya.
Yeah, because you went for Raya.
Yeah, Raya is the best keeper out of the three for me. But on form, I think Vicario has played every game this season.
I think what Ramsdale's done. I know we said we were going to base the team on like form now, but I think what Ramsdale's done over the last year and a bit, I think he's by far the best keeper. I mean, you can't even pick the Spurs keeper. He's only been there 2 minutes.
I'm doing it based on form, current form.
Okay. All right then. Well, 3 different goalkeepers.
Yeah, 3 different.
Are we going to pick one goalkeeper? Because I don't think we're going to agree on this, are we?
I can't see us agreeing on it. I'm not going to convince you against some of these.
I'm not picking the Spurs keeper. That is absolutely ridiculous shout. I don't even know what he's up to in the corner there. And Ray's only played one game.
I thought about doing that for. Yes, but I'm just doing it on who I think is the best goalkeeper out of them.
That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to have a different team.
Yeah. Okay.
to both of you.
I think you're
right.
Well, go on.
Right back, Baron.
I went with Ben White.
Yep, same.
Because I mean, he's not even a right back, and he's absolutely smashing it, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, Ben White. I love Ben White playing right back.
Yeah,
for me, even on form he's in.
Centre back.
All 3 of us went for Ben White then. Should we go centre back or left back? I don't like doing
go left
right
back
and then centre back.
Go left back.
Or then left back.
I went Zinchenko.
I want to Doji, Doggy, whoever you announce.
Don't even know who that is.
Rate him.
I thought he was a right back, to be fair.
I went for him as well.
I went for
Zinchenko's only just come back from
Zinchenko.
injury, played 2 games.
But it's all right for
so,
the Spurs
yeah.
goalkeeper to only play 2 games.
He's played every game this season.
No, I'm joking. Winding you up.
Oh,
No, I went for
really
Zinchenko. Yeah, I like that.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been all right, but I think what Zinchenko does with the inverted left back thing, he can play midfield. I just think he's better.
Just can't defend.
I think he's a better player. Overall, he's a better player. But yeah, I just say on form.
Terrible defender.
Yeah, he's not the best.
Yeah, he's not great defending.
I was surprised we did get rid of Kieran, if I'm honest with you, especially after Timber got injured.
Yeah.
But
yeah, who are your 2 centre backs?
He
Embarrassing.
seems to like. Oh,
yeah, go on, Andrew.
I was just going to say he seems to prefer Tomiyasu to Tierney in that left back position. He hooks, didn't he? He hooked Zinchenko halfway through that.
Yeah,
for Tomiyasu.
I do like Tomiyasu, to be fair. My 2 centre backs are the Arsenal centre backs of Gabriel and William Saliba.
You set you 5 minutes or 5 seconds?
5 seconds. I just think I think they're both better than the Spurs centre backs. I think they proved it last season.
Don't agree.
Who'd you go with?
I've gone with Saliba. I think he's the best out of the lot.
Yeah.
And I think Romero's better than Gabriel.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a World Cup winner, but I don't think he won the World Cup, did he? He was just in it. But there's a reason why they finished 9th or wherever they did last season, and we finished 2nd.
Yeah, but you can say that about anyone. Wes Brown's won how many?
Yeah, true. But that's my
John
point.
O'Shea.
That's my
right. You ready for my controversial opinion? Well, it's probably not controversial. Well,
I swear to God, if you've got Eric
based
Dyer...
on this. No, not that. Okay, not
We're
that.
kicking you out if we can work it out.
I've gone the same as Baron. I've gone Gabriel and Saliba.
Yeah,
and what I wanted to say is that I think Romero is the most overrated defender in the whole league.
100%.
I think he's useless. He is a walking disaster. He is a walking red card.
I would not want him in my team. He's a red card waiting to happen.
I wouldn't want him. Yeah, I've watched him, and I just don't rate him. There's so much hype around him, and compared to who else have they got in defence? Sanchez and Dyer. Yeah,
he's the best of the shit they've got.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. He's the best of the shit they've got. They're awful.
I rate him. I like him.
In fact, I'm going to bet a red card on Sunday for him.
I've scored a few goals this season. I'll give him that. He's scored a few goals, but that's not what they're in the team for. Like as we always say, yeah, just not for me. Not for me.
So
did everyone go for?
I did do 4-3-3. Yeah, because you said about it, didn't you? So I did go 4-3-3.
I did 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So holding is Rice.
Declan Rice, obviously.
Declan Rice. Yeah.
I'm still eating my words about that. About how I said he was not worth the money. He has been.
A lot of people are. I've seen a lot of apology videos on going around.
He got
stuff about how.
I still don't think he's worth 100 million, but he's been good.
Yeah, he got Arsenal's Player of the Month.
Yeah.
Your 2 other centre mids, Baron?
Well, I went Martin Odegaard.
Yep.
And then, do you know what? This other position was a bit sticky for me because I was trying to think. And I almost thought about a Spurs player. I thought about him. And I thought he actually hasn't really played this season. So I went with Partey. So,
You picked Partey over Maddison?
Yes.
Wow.
And he weren't even the player. He weren't even the player I thought about putting in.
No way.
Was it Basuma?
Nah.
I thought
about Holberg, but then because I don't mind Holberg, I think he's quite a good player.
I'd have put Sarr in over Holberg.
He hasn't played this season, has he? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, Højbjerg now. They're looking at getting rid, aren't they?
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I did this in about 5 minutes. I mean, Maddison has been good. I'll give him his due, but I still went with Partey.
You honestly think Partey's better than Maddison?
Well, they're different positions, aren't they? Partey is more holding. Maddison is an attack midfielder, so you can't really comment on what they are.
As you're holding.
Yeah, I know, but I'm playing like
you're playing 2 holding.
Well, I'm playing like a box-to-box Partey. Box-to-box Partey.
That is shocking. Andrew, what go with?
I almost went Fabio Vieira, if I'm honest with you.
So I did go with Odegaard and Maddison because Maddison's been great so far this season. I mean, he was player of the month, Premier League player of the month, and I'm going on form. So Partey's played right back this season.
Premier League player of the month. Give it up, Andrew. Fuck's sake. You're an Arsenal fan, man.
No, I thought
Yes, but I'm trying not to be biased.
Nah, Madison
No,
they thinged them both, didn't they? They got player and manager of the month.
Manager. I'm trying to not be biased, like as much as I can.
I'm not being biased. I'm just telling you how it is.
But Partey's been at right back, and then he's been injured, so I just couldn't pick him.
I'll be honest with you. I just had a blank space, and I put Partey in.
Let's just all agree on
which
our
Arsenal player
right
can I play here?
Who'd you go for your right winger?
Oh yeah, it's got to be Saka in it.
Yeah. Who'd you go up front?
This was hard because you've both got awful strikers.
That's what I mean. I did go with Jesus, but
shit. Yeah, I went with Jesus. He's the best.
It's only because I don't really like Eddie. I'll be honest with you. I don't really rate Eddie. Like,
well, I didn't. Yeah. On form, I went with Son because he's been playing up front for Tottenham, and he's got hat-trick last week.
Yeah, he's a winger though, isn't he?
He's been playing up front for him.
I'll be honest with you, right? I'm going to throw it out here, right? And you're going to find a shot, but I did put Song in.
Left wing, yeah. Left. He's only played up front last week, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I put him as that because I just
know
he's a left winger. And I'll be honest with you,
he played up front the week just gone.
I'll be honest with you, I was going to put Martinelli in there as well, but I thought I better put a Spurs player in there. And in my
Barrett, yours is the Arsenal team plus Son.
Yeah. So that's what I think of Tottenham.
Andrew, who's yours again?
I've got Saka on the right, Son in the middle, and Martinelli on the left.
And I'm going to throw it out there as well. If Martinelli started the season like he did last season, I don't think Son would have made it. I mean, if Arsenal brought Son, I don't think he'd necessarily get in the first team.
Do you think Martinelli's going to be fit for Sunday?
No, I think Trossard will play instead. Yeah, whatever it was, like a hamstring or something, he felt, didn't he? That's even if it's...
Was that what it was? I didn't see...
I think he said it was a hamstring. I think, like, even if it's not a tear or anything like that, you're not going to risk it, are you? You don't need to risk it. No. It's not like the old Arsenal where we had, like, a starting 11 and we had nothing on the bench. We've actually got a good squad now.
Yeah, bringing on Shemak and Chubrak.
That's what I mean. Like, you could, even if he wanted to go a bit wild, he could throw Jesus out on the left, couldn't he? Or he could throw Saka out on the left, but Jesus on the right. There's so many options now.
Right. Trossard just play there, and Havertz will come back in. That's what I assume would happen, wouldn't it?
What'd you say, sorry?
Trossard will just go out there, and then Havertz will come back in.
100%. That's what I think will happen. Or if Partey's fit, he'll go with the two holding, just because it's Spurs, and they will, like, just in case.
I think Vieira will start on Sunday.
Yeah, he played well. He's actually finally starting to show a bit about him because he had a bit of a mare a few games. But he played well.
Here's a big shout.
Go on.
See if you agree, right? I think Trossard is Arsenal's third best player.
You're just saying that off the top of your head for no reason.
Because I think he is.
Did you see the goal he scored for Belgium?
I think he's unbelievable.
Mate, it was outrageous, wasn't it? That goal he scored for Belgium.
So you would put Trossard above...
over Martinelli, yeah.
Saliba.
Yeah.
Or do you mean for best attack or for best player? So you're saying Trossard.
Who are the two better players? Obviously, Odegaard and Saka.
Saka and Odegaard, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Jesus is probably better than Trossard. I'd say Declan Rice is better than Trossard.
Yeah, I forgot about Rice, actually.
He's a good player.
I
do like Trossard.
I think he's more of an impact player as well. I think he's more of a bench player, personally, and he's good to bring on.
I really rate him. I think he's really good.
Other than the Fulham game where he got the 3 assists in the first half, he hasn't done like loads. But when he comes off the bench, I think he looks like well up for it.
But he
didn't in that first half. He looked awful. That first half. I was thinking already at the end of the game, I'm going to do like a rant about how bad Trossard's been. And in the second half, he come out a different player.
Well, I literally thought he had done nothing all game. Like when he come on, done nothing, and then he banged the ball into the top corner off the post, and I thought, yeah, it was right, wasn't it? Yeah, done well there, didn't you, mate?
Not bad.
Yeah, take that.
Right, before we go, I've got another little game for you. So, we've done that left foot thing.
Oh, yeah.
Last time Barry was on.
Yeah.
So, this one is hard. Like, it's fucking difficult.
Oh.
Just to walk.
It's going to make us look thick, isn't it?
It'd make everyone look stupid, to be honest. Like, if you get some of these, fair play.
Go on then.
Because there are, right. The top 5 goalkeepers with the most penalty saves in Premier League history.
So that's not where I thought you were going with that. All right then.
I'll probably
Just
give you a bit
Premier
of a clue saying it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Premier League, yeah?
Just Premier League.
Who's
five.
been around a long time?
That's what
How
I
many
was
penalties did Brad Friedel save? People like Brad Friedel, Tim Howard.
Are you,
People
have,
that
you
have
lost your bit, have you lost your bit of paper?
No, I lost my pen.
Right. I'm thinking, first off, I don't know if he was in it that long, but he was definitely like in the Prem for a long time. Edwin van der Sar.
Take your first guess.
That's
Incorrect.
my guess. Incorrect. I've got another
Dudek
one.
blocked a penalty, didn't he? Dudek blocked a penalty.
Wasn't in the Premier League that long, though, was he? I think David James has got to be up there, isn't he? He played in the Premier League from like Dave Dott, didn't he?
Yeah, he did save some penalties, didn't he? I remember him saving some penalties. Should we go David James?
No, David James.
Incorrect. It's fucking hard.
Do we go Peter Schmeichel?
What people like? Was it in the Premier League though, or is it because Division One?
I've got another good one for you. That was in the Prem for a long time. Mark Schwarzer.
Incorrect.
That wasn't a guess. I was talking to Andrew. But anyway, I mean, you've got Peter Schmeichel, Dave Seaman, obviously as well. I mean, yeah.
I mean, penalties David Seaman save. I only watched the last.
I don't really remember Arsenal making many saves. Jens Lehmann made the save in the Champions League final, semi-final.
I even think like Peter Cech, he can save penalties to save his life.
I don't think he ever saved penalties for Arsenal.
He couldn't save penalties.
Save Messi's though, didn't he?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
just Ross then.
I mean, I've had 3 guesses and they've all been wrong, so I'll let you go.
I'm going to throw out Brad Friedel.
I'll tell you who I think might be good at this.
Brad Friedel was incorrect.
What about Hugo Lloris?
Oh, you reckon that's too recent?
No, he was in the Premier League for 10 years, wasn't he? I mean,
one of them is still playing in the Premier League.
I like the idea of Hugo Lloris.
All right, go on. Go Hugo Lloris.
Incorrect.
Why are they still playing in the Premier League?
Who's still playing? Who's been in the Premier League for a long time?
Fabianski.
I think I'll save quite a few penalties. Who else though? Who else is
Jason
Pickford?
Steele. Pickford's been in the league, and he'd love it if Pickford's in this top 5, wouldn't
he? Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Yeah, Pickford's been around for a long time.
It wouldn't be Alisson.
Who's the Wayne Hennessy? He's been in the Premier League for a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying.
I think we've got to go older as well. I know he said there was an older keeper. Tim Flowers.
Tim Flowers. Yeah.
Tim Flowers. At
the same time. Yeah. I don't know, when you say old keeper, I'll just think Tim Flowers.
Yeah.
Like Tim Howard, Roy Carroll.
Tim Howard.
Should we try and get the one that's? Should we try and get the one that's playing in the league? Because at least we've got a shot.
Well, I'm trying to think. Right, goalkeeper Ramsdale. Raya, definitely not. I'm not having that.
Martinez, no.
Martinez has been in the Premier League a long time now, though. That might not be a bad shout.
He was number 2 for it.
Yeah, true. Chelsea's. Who knows about Chelsea's goalkeepers?
Chelsea. Everton's Pickford.
Quartar was good though, wasn't he, for a long time?
Was he in the league long enough?
Probably not. Well, I don't know. I suppose you don't necessarily need to be in the league because I bet. Do you have how many penalty saves they made?
Yeah.
Was it in the Premier League or just
number one? Yeah, just what is number one's maximum penalties? I bet it's not that many, is it? I bet it's not above. Is it double figures?
He has saved 11 penalties.
That's what I mean. So you wouldn't necessarily need to be in the league for that long.
But he did say one of them's playing in the league now.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's been in the league that long.
No. Can I just give you a clue?
Yeah, go on.
All the names that you've just said
Yeah.
One of them is in there.
I reckon it's Fabianski.
Do you?
Yeah, I reckon it's Fabianski. He's the best shout I can think of in the Prem. So
Go on, then.
that's currently in the Prem. Go on, we'll go Fabianski.
Fabianski is top.
There you
With
go.
11.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's a good one, Baron. Yeah, that was yours.
Honestly,
yeah.
if you get any of the rest, I'll be massively surprised. Like,
What
We've only got one
about-
guess left.
Yeah, but I might just start throwing names out.
Any guesses from the comments for the people that are watching? Throw them out. We're struggling.
Barthez.
Goalkeepers with the top.
What about
saves.
Barthez?
Barthez.
No.
He probably went in the Premier League on enough that many saves, was he? But, I reckon it's got to be sort of a lower league team. It was Sunderland goal back in the day before Pickford.
Might be on St. Barron.
Yeah, it was a Sunderland keeper, but
something.
like Theo Malone.
No.
Or Pantililon, whatever his name is.
The Man
the
City
tall
one.
geezer.
Nope.
Joe
Oh.
Hart. Joe Hart must have been good at a penalty save.
Nope.
We're going to go for every keeper. Like, I think we've run out of guesses.
Sunderland
now.
goalkeeper moved to Liverpool.
Oh, Mignolet.
Oh, Mignolet.
He is 5th. 8 penalties saved. Second one, retired a couple of games ago.
Oh, Ben Foster.
We're on a roll.
One of them was one of the worst England goalkeepers ever.
Rob Green.
Whee!
You got that so
It's always
quick.
my go-to. It was always my go-to. He was terrible.
But he
And
could
the
have been that bad.
second, played for Spurs. I believe he played for Watford.
Oh, Gomez.
Aurelio Gomez.
What about Gomez?
What a list, though. Of Fabianski,
I
Aurelio
mean, you
Gomez,
think
Ben
11
Foster, Green and
penalties
Mignolet.
is not a lot, is it? It's not a very high percentage save.
Yeah, I mean, if you think how
And
many
they're all
penalties you
lower
can
teams,
see,
aren't
then
they?
how many of them you say?
Huh?
Yeah.
They're all lower teams. That's where I
Yeah,
thought you'd
I
go,
was
like,
thinking that it probably would be a lower league team because they give away more penalties, didn't they?
Yeah. How many penalties do Arsenal concede? Or United?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Fabianski, he's made 11 saves, but how many penalties has he faced?
yeah, probably a shitload.
Probably loads. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I saw it on TikTok, and someone there was 10. I thought I can't do 10. We'll literally be here forever.
can you remember any of the others?
No.
Nah.
Oh no, I did. I saved them actually. I saved the thing so I could write them down.
Got to be like a Tim Howard on there. I know he's at Man United. He was at Everton as well, though, wasn't he? Tim
Yeah, he
Howard?
was at Everton for a long time, Tim Howard. I actually thought he was better for Everton than he was.
Yeah, for Man
So
United.
the other 10th used to play for Arsenal. West Ham. Yeah. Number 9, Bolton.
Oh, Escalona.
Escaladen.
Number 8 is Man United,
Howard.
Man City, Aston Villa.
Harold.
Oh, Pitch Michael.
Schmeichel, yeah.
7th was Howard, and 6th was former England goalkeeper, played for City.
Joe Hart.
So, yeah.
I was close with my Joe Hart shout.
Well, yeah, he was closer than I was with my Tim Howard. No Pickford. No Pickford on that list.
No,
Surprised.
Mignolet though.
That was a good shout, though,
Mignolet.
wasn't it?
I
When
got
I said,
Mignolet
I said who was the Sunderland kid. I knew I was somewhere on the field. I saw your eyes light up a little bit. I thought, I'm on to say it here.
When you said who's the highest, I went, well,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
heard
was
that.
I was
I
about to
did
say
hear that.
Fabianski's got.
My computer glitched a little bit there, so I didn't really hear it. But I heard.
Yeah.
I did know that you were about to give it away.
You said it ages ago as well. But,
Yeah, I did think that was a good guess. I think that's it.
Bit of fun there to end the show.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed that. It's good to
Right.
be back.
So the schedule for this week, for anyone that is going to be listening right now or watches on YouTube, Andrew, you're going to do your FPL thing this week.
I'm doing my FPL show tomorrow at 7 p.m. because I want to do it before the Champions League all kicks off. So 7 p.m. tomorrow for the FPL show. We'll go through the weekend and look at how many points people have got and talk through that.
And then Thursday, me and Tom are on with our social media pick combined 11. and probably some outrageous, unpopular opinions.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah,
And I'm moving
fun.
house, so you're not getting much from me this week.
I'm sure we'll get a rant.
Oh, mate,
We'll
my
rant from
rant's
Darren.
about the beer prices.
His rant's about moving.
We'll just not moving house. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Now my rant's about beer prices. £6.95. Shocking.
Outrageous.
Shocking.
Cool.
Right, that's it
Right.
then, isn't it?
You want
Yeah.
to take us away, Baron, with an outro?
Oh yeah. What, my first live one? Right, that
The first
was
live outro.
Football Feast extra episode. I have no idea because I've been a bit lax recently. I've not been here. 10 apparently. I'm getting told it's 10. So I hope you're at 10. Is it really 10? Oh, mate, we're
10.
flying through this season. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a laugh. Don't forget to comment, write, message, abuse Bill if you feel like it, and enjoy. Cheers for listening. Bye.
Right.
Yeah. Football feast. This the Football Feast extra podcast. Hey, Football Feast. Football Feast. Football Feast extra podcast. Playing soccer, grab your piece. Playing soccer, time to meet. Playing soccer, time to greet. They been to talk a lot. Okay. Playing soccer, get the cleats. Playing soccer, let's get it. Playing soccer, let's go. Football podcast.